Well, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are back. Yes, we are. And it feels good to be back. Took that week off. Man, it just feels good to be back because we got so much to talk about. So much stuff has happened. I'm in the midst of a lot of chaos. And we'll talk about that as well, man. But it's good to be back with you guys, man. I hope everybody returns tonight. I'm hoping that everybody, the numbers and stuff still stay the same, because one of the things that's kind of tricky about these podcast channels is that when you take off a week, the algorithm kind of drops you, or the people who watch you, it just kind of drops you off, and you almost have to start over so it doesn't notify everybody. But hopefully we get the same numbers and everything that we've had in the past, or even more. So I'd like to welcome everybody. I see some people coming in on the chat. I'll welcome you guys properly here in just a second. But I will say that I noticed that a lot of guys are starting to kind of drop off. Now, of course, Cleveland Terry is still with us, and he is still getting his shows in on a weekly basis. But, the Knicks and the Aarons and the other guys, sometimes they just kind of let it go. And it got me to thinking on, what else I want to do with this show. And I have some ideas with the show to be able to do some stuff to still give some type of education with it. But I thought about actually like taking the show, and being mobile with it. I don't fully know everything that comes with that, but I would like to be a little bit more mobile with it. If I could, it's an idea that I'm just thinking of here, but for now we are in-house and we are stationary right here where we have been. So it has been great. So let's say what's up to some people. Make sure you hit the thumbs up as you are in here. It just helps push the video further along, lets more people know that we are on live so we can all chop it up as we are all professional DJs here. Or if we're just lurking and looking for some content to consume your time, nothing wrong with that either. All right, Kevin Sounds, what's good, man? Welcome in. DJ Paul Thompson, what's good from Melbourne, Australia. Man, that was a horrible accent I just did. That's terrible. But appreciate you tuning in, man. That's great. DJ G Kenny, what's good, man? Always in the house, which I can greatly appreciate that. Also, DJ Romeo, great. What is good? What's good? Glad to be back. Kevin Side, DJ K, what is good? What is good? You see what the man says. Hit that like button while you're in here. It just helps. It doesn't do anything to your system. It just helps me out if you hit the like button. So appreciate it. Appreciate you guys in. Now, let's talk about what's happening right now. Okay. So I took the week off last week. And this week, like, man, I've gotten so many things as far as inquiries. I've gotten bookings. This week has just been jam packed. I've got an upcoming wedding on Saturday at a new venue, so I can't wait to show you guys that. I've had 3 events since the last time we talked. One on a Friday, one on a Sunday, and another one on a Saturday, which 2 different weekends, but still great events. And we'll talk about that in a second. I was also able to debut the 4 moving headlights, which was fantastic. I will show you clips and stuff of that. So we've got that going on tonight, as well as I was asked to do a photo booth for Monday, just a photo booth, and have an all white backdrop, as it's kind of trendy and stuff now. So I'm telling you guys now that, this may be coming your way. It's been like a little trend here lately to have an all white backdrop for your photo booth and shoot the pictures in black and white. It kind of gives like this like retro vibe, and brides are eating it up. So this is my first one coming up this Monday. The only problem is I don't currently own an all white backdrop, and I ordered one this past Sunday, and it says it won't get here until next Wednesday, and I need it for next Monday. So I've had to reach out to, a couple of DJs, a couple people on Facebook. I've reached out to local DJs, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to find a white scrim or a white pillowcase cover to go over this thing. But it has to be like an 8x8, and I have one coming, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of money trying to get a backup plan. But I ended up having to go through Amazon, and Amazon has like a $70 something that I could use to probably get through this one. And then after that one, I'll have the white background that I want. But I'm hoping that it'll work. I'll try to show you guys some pictures of that after the event happens next Monday. But it has been a time trying to find that. I have gotten a lot of Google inquiries and stuff lately. Somebody wanted me to do their wedding this weekend because their DJ canceled. But I mean, myself and Mike are all booked up, so I don't even have an opportunity to do that. So it has just been a lot of calls and a lot of emails and a lot of video calls and just a lot of preparation that has come up. But it's October, and we still got this weekend and next weekend. It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So cool. So anyway, let's jump right into it. We got some folks stuff in here. So let's talk about what's been going on, man. So, first thing I want to talk about is the Friday event. So this was, not last Friday, but 2 Fridays ago, out at the farm at Ridgeway, which is not that far and stuff from me. And it is, it was an indoor outdoor feel, with this one. So of course you can see here that the ceremony and everything was outside. And they had a decent amount of people, and these guys, if I'm not mistaken, these guys really wanted to party. They, the bride, her family was a drinking party family, and the groom, his family was a drinking family. So drink, party, everybody. And I wanted to, with this venue, I've played here multiple times. I wanted to bring, something a little different, to the venue this time. So I ended up bringing out the, T stand. It was the first time I brought it out here. Now I told you guys, I don't do the T stand when I do outside events because I don't want, the elements to get to it, but the forecast said it was just going to be a nice, great day. So I did bring it out, and I was going to put the 4 lights up here, but it did not come in on time. The lights had not come in, but the stands had come in. So the gravity stands did come in, and I had those, but I couldn't use them because I didn't have the lights yet. The lights actually came in the very next day, which was that Saturday. But let me show you some clips on that one. All right, here's that Friday. And you could see it's kind of that indoor outdoor. I mean, with a huge fan out there. And let's see here. Here's another clip. This is, of course, Hot to Go. I'm playing right here, which I hate the song, but it always goes over well at these events. But huge dance floor, lots of people. That was what they wanted then. So, good event, great event. We ended, with a bang. Everything was fantastic. These guys were an awesome couple, and you can just kind of see that background. You don't get many backgrounds like that to where it's like a farm, in the background here, but they just had up lights and, my regular decor here. So it went over pretty well. Worked on a video for it here. I may or may not have a gig log set up for this one. I'm not sure, but I do have some gig logs already set up and ready to go. So next, we had the Sunday wedding. So, Friday, I had that wedding. Saturday, I didn't have anything. And then we had a Sunday wedding at this venue that I'm starting to like as like one of those great venues. I mean, I've just gotten so many, I guess, great people who have used this venue, and the staff is awesome. I mean, it's just a really, really good venue. I think, I had Mike out at this venue recently this past weekend, and he did a great job. But this venue has just become very, very popular to where I believe the young lady told me that she's putting us down on the vendor referred list, which is great. So that will allow for brides to be able to contact us. Another form of advertisement. And the coordinator that day also took down information and is going to advertise for us as well. So free advertisement for this venue. I can't wait. I definitely like what this venue offers. But again, we had that indoor outdoor thing. So here is the ceremony. Decent amount of people for a Sunday. I will say I was definitely worried on what type of participation I would get, but that wasn't the main problem of that Sunday. I remember this now. It's coming to me very clearly. The main problem of this Sunday event was right here. Now, I'm going to move myself over right here. And you can see that I've got my setup here, but do you see what the problem is? You see what my issue is here? If you don't see it, it's literally right in front of you or right in front of me. So one thing is that my back is to the door. That is where the sun was going to set at. The sun was rotating this way. So once it was here, that's literally shining through the glass door right at me. So it was very hot over there. The second thing, the tables. Why was I put in between two tables? I specifically said that I need at least 6 feet of space, and that's space allocated to just myself, not tables. So as you can see, I had to point the speakers and everything towards the dance floor. That's why the speakers are turned like that. But what else is the problem? Well, the person sitting in the chair that's right there at the edge, I mean, they are getting killed. And that's where the groom sat, the bride's parents. So the bride's parents were the ones who were sitting right there. And I mean, to the other side, at the top, of course, that's where the bridal party was. I wasn't too worried about them. I figured they would be up and moving. But if the bride's parents were not up and moving for whatever reason, they were going to get blasted. Now, luckily, the bride's parents were very outgoing. I went over and spoke to the grandmother, told her, you know, I apologize in advance. And she was like, no, I'm happy to be here and blah, blah, blah. And then when I started playing music, she dug it. She was dancing to it. She was rocking back and forth, having a good time with it. So it ended up working out, but I still always recommend, do not put me in behind a table. Like I will never understand that. When couples put out the diagram of what they're going to do or how they want the DJ situated, why would you put me behind a table when the dance floor is way over there? I will never understand it. I do have some clips from these guys here. Let's see here. Right here. So here's some of the clips of these guys having a good time here. We did uplighting around the room. So once the lights stop flashing, you'll kind of see the uplighting on the wall. And if Mike is in the building, if he can hear this, for this venue, if you ever need uplighting, 12 will do. You do not need more than 12 lights. I mean, because it covered the entire room. And it was fantastic. Now here is, I have one more clip from this one. It is the closing part of the night. And the bride, and you know, one thing that I actually love about Sunday weddings is that they always end early. You know, I was super pumped because everybody has to get, you know, going with the next day, and you know, they can't be partying with you all night. But I mean, look, do you see the grandma sitting right here in the front? Like, watch when I pan over again. The grandma of the bride is literally sitting right there, and that's in front of the speaker. That's in front of the speaker. She was the only one that didn't get up. That was the grandma that was tapping her feet and having a good time. Poor grandma. Still feel so bad for her. But yeah, that was one of the great things about a Sunday wedding, is to be able to be in and get out. And it was seamless. Nothing happened. I also wanted to break out the 4 lights during this one as well, but I couldn't because of the spacing. So come a whole nother week to this past weekend, and that's when we got to do gig number 3. Now, this one was out at Adams Pond, and I know Adams Pond because I have done tons of gigs here, but this is also an outdoor feel, so I could not bring the T-stand, or I would not bring the T-stand. As you can see, there's some empty chairs and everything here. We were hoping for more people, but that didn't worry me because I saw, if you look at the crowd here, there's a lot of youth in this crowd. And I love when there's a lot of youth because those are the people who are going to dance the most. So, of course, let's get down to the ceremony. Down to the setup. And here it is, the debut of the 4 moving heads. Now, I can honestly tell you that I programmed these things at the house and I had them kind of going, opposite of each other. So if you've got, the two in the middle going opposite and then the two on the outside going opposite, it looks awesome when you are DJing, but I couldn't see it from my angle. I had to get one of the coordinators, young ladies, to film it this way. So I do have footage of this, but I love the way that this looks. This is very clean. There's not a lot of, stuff happening here. I did not provide the letters. I absolutely love the letters for them, but I hate the letters for my dance floor. And you're about to see why. Because when the dancing and everything started, let's show you some clips from that. Look at how bright it is on the bride and groom. Look at how bright this is. Oh, I was not happy. I was not happy. Because when you strobe and when you do all kind of different lights and everything like that, nobody sees that. You can't see it. Now, like I said, I love the lights for the bride and groom because it does look great for them. However, it sucks for the DJ. It sucks. And if these lights wouldn't have been on, it would have looked spot on great. Now, let's show you what the movers look like. I know you guys want to see what that looks like here. So here's the movers in action. I love it. It's just everywhere. I love it. I love this. This is how I envision it when I wanted to put it together. And I think that when I get certain venues and I get certain spacing, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the 4 movers because it just makes sense. I mean, you guys tell me, what do you guys think in the comments? Does this look great? Would you want to use those? Would you have spaced them out more? I don't know. I like it kind of, 4s there, because what I did was right beside the table, I did 1 on each side of the table and then 2 right behind me. I know right there they look like they're side by side, but it's actually leveled up, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and more towards the middle. And then I've got the 2 in the front, a little bit lower than the 2 in the back, which I put them a little bit higher. I love this look. I can't get enough of this look. This is exactly what I envisioned with this look. So this is what it gave for that, and it turned out fantastic. That event in itself was awesome. That bride and groom used a lot. The groom was a huge Prince fan, and he used a lot of Prince. They came in to Prince for when they did the intro. The first dance was Purple Rain, and then we only played half of Purple Rain then, and then at the end of the night, it was Purple Rain the second half, which was awesome to me. I mean, I'm over there. I'm a huge Prince fan, so I thought it was great. I definitely enjoyed this event, but it has been an eventful time, period, for your guy. I mean, that is just loaded with stuff. So much stuff. I don't know how I make it through some of these events, but I've got 3 more events this month, and I plan on killing those. One is in a museum, which I hope to show you guys some great stuff from it. And then this coming up Saturday, I'm at a new venue. It's supposed to be at like a wine vineyard type deal. So I've never been there before, so I plan on showing you guys some great footage of that as well. Whew, that was a lot of talking. Let's see what you guys say in the chat here. Oh, grandma must have loose girl in the past. Oh, groom did it on purpose. Probably. Nice setup. Appreciate that. What else we got here? Sometimes you can't control where you want to set up. Yeah. And I wish the way they described it to me, they just didn't tell me there was going to be a table over there. And it was kind of like this. Like this was the back wall right here. And then I was set up in this little groove right here, and there was a table here, and there's a table here, and a table here, and they were set up right here. So that's how it looked. And the dance floor is this whole area that's in the middle. That's kind of like how the room was designed, or at least how they designed it. So DJ Scowl, I believe that's Scowl, says it says I should space them out more and try to put them just being try to put them just being the Mauis, like that we don't see the tubes. Would recommend base 17. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm gonna test out different ways of setting those up. I thought about putting them on the outside of the Maui's, the LD44s. Only problem with that is that makes my setup even longer. So now I need another 2 feet on each side. So now I need 10 feet of space. So I'm trying to still be condensed in my area, but still give a big impact for my area. So I'm still working out the kinks. That was the first time I broke that out. The next time I will break that out will probably be at the museum, just because I know that it is spacious in there, and I may try something a little bit different. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So it's cool. All right. So let's talk some topics tonight. And all these topics came from these past 2 weekends. And I don't really have slides and stuff to go with them. We're just going to chop it up about them. And then I definitely want to hear you guys' input on them. So the first topic I would like to talk about is playing hated music, and not hated by guests, playing hated music by DJs. You know, the music that we think sucks and we hate playing it. I officially want to put Hot to Go there. I definitely want to put that song there. I had to play it 3 times over the last 2 weeks, and I don't like the song. I definitely don't like it, but it definitely gets a rise out of these couples. If you don't have Hot to Go by Chappelle Ronan, however you say her name, Chapel Ronan, whatever, you definitely need to have it in your library. However, I hate it. And I definitely don't want to play it under any circumstance. The BPMs are way too low for it. It's an upbeat song in its own. It's about the same tempo as like a Cranked Up, but it's still like low BPMs. Like I think it's like in the 70s or the early 80s in the BPMs. It's not a fast song, but people love it. I've even found a little bit more of an upbeat version of it. I still don't like it. It's supposed to be like a YMCA thing. They've got a whole dance and stuff to it, but I don't like to play music that I know is just a fad. I hate fad music. I hate music that just comes through. It's a one-hit wonder and then it just goes. I like music that is timeless. I like to play timeless music that doesn't really have a date. You know, we've been playing Usher's Yeah, and that song came out in like 2002. So we've been playing it for like 22 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like timeless music like that. You know, even though people hate Ice Ice Baby, you can play Ice Ice Baby at almost any wedding and it will still go over. It's timeless. I like playing hits that are going to withstand the test of time. Here's why I say that. Because if this is a fly-by-night song, I can't come back a year later or 2 and play that song and people be like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, there are some pop songs that are like that, you know, the Keshas and some of the Katy Perrys and the Taylor Swifts. There are songs like that, you know, come out and, you know, a couple of years later, they may be older, but I'm talking about the one hit wonder people. Like the people who sang Dance Monkey. I think that's what it's called. It's like dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh. Those people. No other hits. And now that song will only work for kids. But at one time, you could play it during a wedding and it had like a vibe beat to it. It wasn't a great song, but it had a vibe beat to it. I think Boothang, the guy that sings You My Little Boothang. Again, I think that in a year or two, I can't play that song. Everybody will have forgotten about it. It's one of those songs that won't withstand the test of time. So I hate songs like that. I hate these TikTok songs or, stuff like that. I hate playing those because they are just here today, gone tomorrow. And sometimes you don't even know when to stop playing them. That's another thing. Because when to stop playing them is also just as important as to when you should play them. You don't want to be that DJ that a song came out, at the beginning of the year and you're just now picking it up in the fall to start playing it because you had had all these gigs that you could have played it on and you didn't take advantage of it. And I can tell you right now, I've done music like that. I have played music and I've played it late because I just didn't like it. But I think we have to get out of our own way sometimes and still be able to play some of these songs, even though we totally despise it. Because everything can't be a banger in our eyes and the crowd's eyes. Everything can't be. I think, like, I'll give you an example. The Jack Harlow song. What is it? Why I can't think of the Jack Harlow song. The one, Put Your Lovin' on Me, all that, whatever he says there. I love that song. I love the beat to that song. I love how fast the song is. The song is less than 3 minutes. I love that I can get to the chorus really easy. It drops in with a lot of the other songs that I play in that same BPM range. But a lot of people don't rock with that song. A lot of people do not like that song. And I'm just like, man, this is a great opportunity. This is a great song. In my opinion, it's a great dance song. But people don't like it. And if guests don't like it, I can't just throw it out there because I like it. I have to keep the dance floor going. So I say all that to just say, be mindful of the music and everything that you're playing. Sometimes we only play songs based on what we like. And we're supposed to be playing for what the client likes. Can't believe I just almost said unfortunately. That is what our job is, to play what the client likes. Now, sometimes you got to show the client what they like, but just remember, sometimes when you're showing the client a song that they should like, you may clear your dance floor. You may clear your dance floor, but that all comes with testing out music. Still take your chances. Probably take chances when you have a hit, chance, and then hit. Hit, chance, hit. That's usually how I take a chance. I use that formula all the time. Because what I'll do is I'll play a hit, then I'll come in with my chance song. And it's like, all right, here we go. If it hits, if the chance song is hitting and it's getting them, cool, we'll let the chance song ride out. However, if the chance song is bombing, I immediately come back with a hit. Now, sometimes I lose my dance floor and just lose it. I mean, some people come out, they'll dance to it. I play a chance song and they're just like, nope, that's not it. And they leave and I'll try a hit behind it. And then they'll still be like, nah, I'll just come back in a little bit. And now, I mean, there's no guaranteed formula for this thing. There's no guaranteed formula because you don't want to play just the same tracks that every wedding has just so you know, there's a chance you won't take off. You don't want to play the same songs that every other wedding has just because you don't want to take a chance at a new song. I believe in building, libraries for people. I have my crates categorized in in all kind of situations, all types of situations. I can't believe I'm saying this. I have created a Swifties folder because why? My two bras that Friday and that Sunday both were Swifties. So I have a whole Swifties folder. I have to have that now. I have a whole country must play folder. I have a 2000s banger folder. I have I damn sure don't have a slide folder. Thank God. We're not doing slides anymore. I mean, most of these couples are agreeing with me and they're done with them. To be honest with you, that guy that was on Sunday, when we did our Zoom call, one of the things he said in it was that he had been to a lot of weddings. He had a lot of friends that got married and he wanted all remixes. He wanted everything to sound different. He wanted his cocktail hour to sound different. He wanted his ceremony to sound different. He wanted his reception to sound different, his intros to sound different, everything. So I remixed on the fly. I didn't play remix. I remixed everything on the fly. I was doing everything myself, and he just loved when I did stems and with different songs. So I just encourage you to still step out of your shell, give the crowd what they want until it dies down. That's the only thing I can tell you, because I had a lot of requests for songs that just don't make sense to me, but it doesn't have to make sense to me. It just has to make them happy. So just play it. Just play it. In essence, just play it. Let's see here. Oh, we got more people in the building. Okay. Loving on Me. That's it. DJ Lilo. That's it. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. It's definitely Loving on Me. That's right. But yeah, like I said, just play it, because that's all we can do. Okay. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about, and again, if you're just joining us, I'm talking about this stuff because I had to learn some of these lessons over the past 2 weeks. I know a lot of the older DJs give some DJs hell about when they should quick mix. So I wanted to talk about how to decide whether or not you should quick mix or let the song breathe. Now, a lot of my couples love what I do because I don't stay in the song long. I mean, this couple that I just talked to about this weekend, one of the things they said was, we attended a wedding that you did, and one of the things that we liked about you is that you didn't stay in a song for the whole song. Like you gave us a great part of the song and then you moved on. And I've really gotten used to that. I've really come into my own with that. It's kind of like a signature for me. And I think I may have gotten a little too used to it, because when I do my 5 o'clock mix that I do on Twitch, if you guys haven't seen that, I do Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. I do a mix. I did one yesterday and I did one last Wednesday, but that's on Twitch. When I do that, I have a hard time with those shows because I'm letting the song, I'm trying to realize that I need to let songs breathe a little bit more, get to that second verse, so sometimes I'm like mixing and I'm like, first verse, right, the chorus, mix out. First verse, chorus, mix out. And now I'm trying to get back to where I, let the song ride out just a little bit longer, but it's almost like it gets a little boring to me. I don't know why I get that feeling, but it feels like it's a little boring if I'm not mixing out. Like if I'm not constantly able to use my hands, like it gets a little boring. And and I'm trying to find that happy medium when I'm at these functions on when to let songs breathe. So songs that I let breathe at gigs, and you guys can tell me if you do the same thing or if you mix out. Songs that I let breathe. Ushers, yeah, I let that song breathe. I'm pretty much going to play just about the whole song. Get Low. I'm going to play pretty much just about the whole song Get Low because people just still love that song. It's over 20 years old. People still love it. No Hands. No Hands. I'm going to play the entire song. What else? What else do I play the entire song of? I know those are three right off the top of my head. Wow. If I can't think of three, anything past those, then it probably means that I mix the rest of those. I will let some country songs ride longer only because I don't mix a lot of country songs. So I don't know it as well to mix out of. So when I'm playing a country song, I may let it breathe, a little bit, especially sing-alongs. With country songs, classic rock songs, I let those play. Punk rock, I have enough edits to where it shortens the song because I'm not playing the whole thing. I can't listen to a whole lot of that. But you know, I have my areas where I let some songs go a little bit longer than most, and I'm trying to see whether or not I should be letting some of these other songs play a little bit longer, but I don't want to get in that habit because, again, I get bored behind the board. I get bored. I like it when I'm constantly doing something. First of all, it makes the time go by faster. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've looked up and, you know, the clock says that it's time for us to leave. And I'm like, dang, I just got started mixing. I like that aspect of it. Another thing that quick mixing does for me, it makes it entertaining for myself and the guest. And one of these gig logs that I have coming up for you, that you'll see, I believe next week, you'll see where the people are literally talking to me and telling me like, oh, that right there is cold. Like I love when you're in and out of a song. Even the videographer at the beginning of one of the videos is like, yo, I mean, those three back to back, like that was crazy. Like you can hear him saying it. You can hear him saying it in it. So it's like, if you're getting high praise for this, it's hard to come to draw back, to reel yourself back in and let some of this breathe. Like, if I'm doing something outside of a wedding, I tend to let songs breathe a little bit more, but that's why those are so boring. That's why 4 hours of doing, you know, something for somebody else where you just kind of like the background for them, that is so boring. It's so boring. I like what I do on Twitch. I definitely do. I love being able to put together my own mix, but even when I hear it back, I'm like, man, I should have mixed out of that faster. Oh man, I should have mixed that faster. Like I say that constantly. But while I'm doing it, I'm like, man, okay, let it breathe. Just it's okay if verse 2 plays. Like there's a lot happening in your head. So I one of the things that I'm just trying to learn is how and when I should be letting songs breathe. How and when, because I used to be a person who let songs breathe. I used to be a person who would almost play the whole song and then mix out towards the end. And I think that, you know, being this new style of DJ, I don't think I can go back to that, at least right now. It's hard for me to find that person. It's hard for me to go back to that person. But let me know how you guys do this, okay? You know, if you're a quick mixer, if you've gotten used to quick mixing, do you have to kind of reel yourself in? Or do you just quick mix every time you play, every time you do a gig, you're quick mixing? No matter what style of gig it is. Like, how do you guys do it? Because maybe you can give me some inspiration or something like that to slow down a little bit. Because I'm serious. When I tell you that my goal is to play like 125 songs at a wedding, like I'm trying to hit that number. And most of my competitors are probably playing about 40 or 50. I am trying to hit these songs. Hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them. And I'm not playing like 30 seconds of these songs. I'm playing literally first chorus, first verse, chorus out. First verse, first chorus, chorus out. Let me know. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Let's see. Maybe I can see what some of you guys say here. When I do long mixes, I spend the extra time to look at the crowd and think more precisely to the next song. But I already got it in my head where I want to go. Like, you guys don't do this to where, like, you're at a certain BPM and you're like, okay, I'm kind of done in the 100 BPMs. I want to get back to 128. So how can I get there? And you guys don't like play, kind of like play a couple songs in the middle to get you closer to that 128, then drop a 128? Or do you guys do like something creative down here at the 100s to where it drops with like a word play or something like that and it just picks up at 128? I like to song, and then eventually we'll be back at 128. And now I'm like, okay, these are all the songs I want to hit in 128 while I'm here. Or vice versa. If I'm at 128 and I want to get down to 100, like how are you getting there? Are you songing it down? Are you throwing songs in to go down? Or are you word playing to get to a song? Or are you using like are you just slowing the tempo and everything down? Like, how are you getting from one track to the other or one BPM to the other if it's a big jump? All right, for Twitch, YouTube, and Mixcloud, I let it play 2 verses and bridge because the listeners on the platforms want to hear the song. Weddings are different. I can agree to that. Also, Kendrick Lamar, not like us on the West Coast of California. You can not quick make right. You definitely can't. You got to let that breathe. Let's see. I'm from New Orleans. They are tired of hearing Kendrick Lamar. I gradually go higher to BPMs. Okay, so Romeo Great is kind of like me. He gradually plays songs in between and gets there. DJ V Squared, I think reading the crowd should determine when you let the song breathe or not. So, okay. I like this statement right here. I like this statement. So let me ask you, DJ V Squared. So you say reading the crowd. Okay. Let's say you're playing a song and it hypes people up, but they get hyped on the chorus. And they are their energy level is like up here when they hear the song. And the first verse starts playing and they're still dancing to it, but everybody doesn't really know the words to the first verse. They just mainly know the chorus. Okay. So are you getting to a second chorus and then letting the second verse play just because it's a hype song? Or are you, because you're reading the crowd, or are you just throwing in another banger behind a banger to keep the energy high? See, that's what I look at it as. I look at it as I'm putting out a banger, the energy is high, and I want to keep you at that level by not listening to 2 verses of that song, so I drop another banger. And then when I've got you there and you're singing, I can't tell you how many songs that I have just the chorus will do its thing, and then I'm out of there. I don't even let the verse play. Like, the chorus is long enough, it's a little bit longer chorus, and then I'm on to the next song. Like, I'm just in to give you that little piece so your ear tells you heard it, and your energy level is like, whoa. And then we're hitting you with another whoa. So let me know how you do that, V Squared. Like, how are you reading the crowd in order to transition to your next song? Like, what makes you leave the song, the banger that you're on? Kevin Sound, yes, that's how I do it. I'll go from 100 to 103, then to 107, and eventually higher BPMs and flip it. There you go. I got you. I play this version, Kendrick Lamar. Oh. And this is debatable, but certain songs you just have to play the whole thing. That's true. That's true. There are certain songs that you have to let go. I know those 3 off the top of my head. Most every DJ lets those play. Most every single one lets those play. Short edits under 230. All right, here it is. I keep the energy as long as I can, but I like to rotate the dance floor. Okay. Okay. That's an honest opinion. Honest opinion. Did that just come out? Am I still good? Yeah, I'm still good. Okay. I think that's all I had. I think that's really the only two things that I had. I was going to talk about that DDJ GRV6, but that's that new controller the Alpha Theta put out. But I didn't. Who cares? Who cares? You know why? Because it's just another money grab. It's another money grab. The controllers that they have put out in 2024, they don't feel like they're any different other than the Rain Performer. The Rain Performer was the craziest thing that they put out this year. It truly was. And then, last year with the PLX CR Cross 12s, I thought that Pioneer did a great job with those, with all the mixes they put out and all that great stuff. There was just better equipment last year than opposed to this year, in my opinion. So I was going to talk about that, but no need to do that. You guys have heard enough about that. There's enough videos out on that. So I'll go ahead and do a little bit of Q&A here. I'll do some Q&A with you guys, because I just appreciate you guys always stopping through. I mean, we got some great numbers tonight. If you could definitely hit that like button while you are here, that would be fantastic. But if you have a question, please feel free to ask your question. Put a hashtag ask in the chat, and I will answer as many questions as I possibly can. Now, with the weeks, the way that they are going upcoming, I should be good for just about every week. I plan on finishing the year in this same format and still trying to give you guys a couple of guests while I have it in this format. After that, come January, I feel like I want to switch it up a little bit. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Always turn your notification bells on so you'll know when I'm doing something different. Also, if you do not currently follow me on Twitch, here, let me give you where's the thing? If you don't follow me on Twitch, please do. Every Wednesday, 5 o'clock, DJing a 5 o'clock mix. And let me tell you guys, I love that spacing. I love that slot. That slot is great. It doesn't create pressure for me. I've already done my Zoom calls. I've pretty much already got everything ready to go for my wedding, so it doesn't interfere with anything. And I love to put together some music. So I am going to do this next week. I am going to do a house mix. It is going to be a house mix next Wednesday, 5 o'clock, for everybody who is coming home from work. That's why I do it. I think it's great. I've had 2 or 3 people tell me that they are listening to it on the ride home. That's the experience I want to create. So follow me on Twitch for that. And always check out some stuff on Mixcloud. I put a lot of stuff on Mixcloud. I'm constantly rotating mixes out of there. But I've got an R&B set that's 2 hours long. I've got a workout mix. If you guys are working out and you need some motivational music, I've got a workout mix on there that it gets the job done for me. I love it. So definitely check that out as well. All right. Let's go to this Q&A here. And like I said, put an ask in the chat and let me know what questions you guys have. And make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. Let's see what we got as far as our poll here. I put up a poll in the chat here asking for the most people that you've DJ'd for. And right now, 300 or more is winning. We got about 5 more minutes on that. If you want to vote for that in the chat, you can vote for that right there. But let me know what is the most amount of people you yourself have DJ'd for. And then I've got the different answers there. All right. Waiting on anybody to ask any questions that they may have. Man, that's some good water. Jesus. Oh man, that's some great water. What we got here? Hold on, let me show you the results of this. Oh, look at this. G Kenny. Look at see, this is what I'm saying, man. See, you can use it for all kind of different stuff. R&B set was good, Jay. Me and my wife bumped it on a drive and she was feeling the Maya love. Like, whoa. Look, some of that stuff is nostalgic. I mean, that's a 2-hour mix that you can play at any time, and it's better than any radio. It's definitely better than any radio. Appreciate that, G Kitty, man. More to come. More to come. I don't know if you caught the mix yesterday, but I was able to extract it, so I'm probably gonna put it up here soon. I'll probably work on it a little bit tonight or tomorrow and put it up too. All right, Kevin Sal says, he asks, you may have mentioned this before, but do you still do wedding shows? I am mainly focused on preferred vendors and social media, but was curious. Okay, so I do not do wedding shows. I have found that the advertisement that is word of mouth and cards have worked for me. A lot of these venues and people like coordinators and photographers and excuse me, videographers, those guys have really been the source of a lot. I mean, and those and friends, of course, when you're at an event, you know, you're always playing for the next event. So those guys have been the root cause of my business for the most part. I feel like if you're going to do a bridal show, just be mindful. A lot of the people at the bridal show, to me, and I've done a lot of bridal shows in the past, I think they're looking for a discount. And if that's not the clientele you would like, I wouldn't suggest a bridal show. Or if you do not have, if you're a multi-op, I would definitely do a bridal show if you're a multi-op, because you got to feed a lot of mouths. But if you're a single op, I just feel like a lot of those leads are just like Facebook leads. Like, everybody want to make a deal. Everybody wants to make a deal. And it's fine, because there's all different tiers of bride and grooms and couples and all that stuff out there. So you're not limited to just one style of person. But I myself do not do bridal shows. All right, DJ V Squared asks, what upgrades are you looking into for 2025? Well, you guys saw the lighting upgrade. You know, to be honest with you, I'm still looking for I mean, here's what my dilemma is. I'm kind of over the facade look, but I know it's still useful and I know it's still great in most situations. But I like uniqueness, but I like clean uniqueness. So I think I'm just going to be keeping my eye out for the next setup to be able to do. I think that's what I just like. I love my tea stand. I absolutely love it. It is, I think that thing has caught more people's attention here than ever. I think it's a great talking piece. It's great eye candy, and I love it to death. The one I don't love is the one I do for basic gigs. Now, before I had the event table too, and it just kind of past its time. So it was time for me to move on from it, from the cage. Then I went to, currently I'm at the, I don't even know what to call it, but it's kind of, I don't know. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in a hut, and I don't know. It's not my favorite setup. I feel like I just want to keep looking for an alternative setup for some reason, and I don't know why. I had a dream the other night that I had the stand that was it looks like a table, and then it falls off on the sides like waterfall on each side. For some reason, I had a dream that I had that table. I don't know if that's a sign or what, but that's another option. But I think that's another like upgrade option. Like that's a that's another great tier option. I'm looking for something a little bit more low level that still kind of gives me simplicity and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still trying to put it together. I may go all T stands to everything. I'm not going to buy another whole board, but I may get one of those other ones like a Danny Max or something like that fits in, that's easy to take and bring out, something like that. But that's the only thing that I'm looking for. Good question. Kevin Sounds asked, thanks. I just recently did one that netted me 2,000 leads for 1,000. Might be good, but I guess it all comes down to the response rate. I'm sure you agree. Yeah. I'm curious to see what you get totally out of that. That sounds a lot like how Wedding Wire and them do. Like they'll shop you out there, but if people don't like your prices, they're like, well, nope. So it'll be interesting to see. What we got here. Wickman 2A. Wickman's putting together something too. I really like what you got going on there, Wickman. I know you sent me a couple of pictures and looked at it. It's very clean. That setup is very, very clean. I think you kind of helped me look at the idea of maybe doing a different type of, stand, like a T stand for even basic events. So I'm just trying to rethink it here. But he says, look at the Danny Max booth. They have a compact model that has 5U vertical racks, but would work for your Rev 7. That's what's up. All right, let's see. Kevin Sounds, have you considered hitting up some carpenters and having your own built? I thought about it, but I don't even know where to begin to look in this area here. I would have to probably look out of state. Not a lot of people make, DJ stands where I live at. But I mean, that's only probably because I haven't really looked into it, but we'll see. Here we go. Did you ever DJ with Apple AirPods Pro with wire? I dream about Apple headphones without latency. No, I did not. I've been on stuff like this with the wired headphones, but I've never DJ'd with them. That would be crazy. I did see the Alpha Theta put, I guess that controller I was talking about, they have like this thing where you can make the headphones wireless and stuff, but I'm just like, I'll just wait till they perfected it to where it's whatever the thing that connects in is already built in, and I just turn on the headphones and it's boom, it's there. That would be great, but that's just one more thing to charge. Throw it in the group, right? Let's see here. Romeo Great. Would you use the new Denon Go for ceremonies since it's wireless and Bluetooth? I mean, I would, but why? Again, why? Why? I mean, I've shown you guys what my ceremony setup looks like. It's literally off of an iPad. I mean, you can't get really any simpler than that. But I mean, I guess if you're asking whether or not you should use it, I mean, you can. You definitely can. Because I believe it has a thumb drive in it. So if you've got all the music on there, you should be able to just pull it up from the thumb drive and play it on there. But again, that board is like this. I mean, you still got to have like your microphones and everything. I just think that is for like just a small gathering, some small setup. I don't really recommend it for ceremonies. You could have it, but I don't recommend it for ceremonies. There are simpler ways to be able to run a ceremony than to have one of those prom goes out there. And that's just my opinion. All right, Kevin Sounds. Have you grabbed one of these power stations yet? Not the Jackery. Power stations. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Let's see. What's it? I mean, is that something from like Amazon or something? No, it's a power station. Do do do. Oh, yeah. I mean, the things that come up on here is just like it looks like the Jackery, but it's these little. I mean, Jesus, the price on these things, Jesus. I mean, it looks like the same thing that a Jackery would do. Yeah, these prices would have to be different. So no, I haven't looked at these. I think when Amazon had their deal day, I may have come across a couple of those, but none of, I mean, not even the Jackery price hit me in any way. And to be able to pull the trigger on a new one, the Jackery that I have has, I mean, it pretty much works flawlessly. It's great. I absolutely love it. Um, I used it the other night when I was putting together music for my 5 o'clock mix and for the wedding. And I was outside in my backyard and I just had my Jackery. I had my laptop plugged into it. I had my iPad plugged into it. And I had my phone charging on it all right there on the table. And it barely used anything from it. So my Jackery has killed a lot of ceremonies. Has been great for ceremonies. So I love it. I love it. I think it's great. Let's see. Maybe it has been. Wait a minute, maybe it has already been asked. But which speakers do you use between the Maui 5 Go and the Everse 8 or 12? I actually have both of them. I started off using the Maui 5 Go. I still have it. I haven't sold it because there are certain situations that I do still need it. But for the most part, I am an Everse 8 man, and I'm actually. It's funny you say that. For the other person who asked me about another item in 2025, I may look at another Everse 8 because I forgot that you can actually sync them to where whatever the signal is coming out of here produces on that side. And I just think it would help out with ceremonies a little bit better to damn near have surround sound. And I'm starting to get more of a hang of, the my whole setup and not having issues and stuff with it. And I would love to have two of these guys because if I had two of them, I can automatically have one already set up for cocktail hour instead of having to grab it and take it. I mean, I know it's one more thing to take down, but it does make ease of use, especially when I'm all dapper with my suits on. I have to carry this thing. I mean, you guys would not believe some of the situations where I have to carry this speaker up to an area because everybody wants to be unique and have stuff down hills, and you got to go way uphill to be able to put them down. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, currently I use a Everse 8. Wigman says your ceremony rack is a 4U, right? I believe so. Do you keep a 1/4 cable connected to the mixer all the time, or once you get to the site? So I keep it connected the whole time. Like it's in the case already connected. When I pull that drawer out, everything's already connected. So that right angle, fourth 1/4 inch cable is already plugged in for both lapels and an out going up to the speaker. The speaker is just the XLR side of the 1/4 cable is just spun up in the back of the box on the other side. So when I open it, it's a power plug and the XLR, and it's like 10 feet for both. So it's nice and long. Nice and long. Real easy. Okay. Well, It has been a great show. I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you so much for always rocking with your guy. We are officially back. Damn it. We are back in full effect, and I am happy to be back. So don't forget, we'll be back next week, 7 p.m. EST, right here on the channel. Make sure you guys have the notification bell on. Also, make sure that if you want to hear more music from me, you definitely need to be following me, not only on Instagram, because I do a lot of behind the scenes there and I post the most there, but you need to be following me on Twitch every Wednesday, 5 p.m., 5 o'clock mix. Great time. Come on out, kick it with your guy. We can just talk it up, chop it up. DJ G Kenny, I tell you, it's a good time. Crazy, crazy, crazy time sometimes. Next week, we will be doing house music. Make sure you hit the like button while you are here. And also, if you want music from me, you definitely need to check out my mixes on Mixcloud, because they can be used in just about any situation that you guys may have. So definitely check those out. Always a blessing to have you guys check me out, and I really appreciate all that you do. If you have a gig this weekend, absolutely crush it. And remember, you're auditioning for the next gig. All right, guys, we will see you next week. I've got 2 gig logs coming out next week, so get ready for those. It is going to be fantastic. I may be cutting off the whole gig log thing from the channel just because it doesn't really draw that much attention anymore. So these may be the last 3 gig logs. The one that I dropped this week and the 2 that I drop next week may be the last 3 that I drop on the channel. So definitely check them out. Have fun with them. We'll see you soon. And make sure you live in to strive, not to survive. We'll see you again next week. Peace, people.